Oh yes, legends. How's everybody doing? Hope you're doing fantastic. We'll be analyzing the situation here all together for the price of Bitcoin. How is everyone doing? Let's say hello to the beautiful community and see what's going on in the comment section. We did get that bounce. We did get that bounce yesterday, so we're putting our sunglasses on just in case fire is going to explode here. We shouldn't get too excited, really. We shouldn't get too excited because we're not out of the woods. It's looking quite bearish. Do the bulls have a chance? They do have a little chance of pumping a little bit more. Do we break down, guys? Let me know in the comment section. Let's say hello to the beautiful community. Oh yes, we are live. We've got so much to talk about today, guys. Glasses are on just in case Bitcoin rocket turns on and the light is gonna we're mooning, right? We're not moon boys here. We adapt to the market conditions. How's everybody doing? Much love. Oh, Nobed is here again. Nobed is here. What we're gonna do with this guy? He's not gonna stop, guys. He's not gonna stop. He's here. He's again, every day. But anyway, let's leave him for a while, and it'll be entertaining. Bath Maria Vallejos, much love to you. Thanks for joining the stream. Hi, Andean folks. Much love to everybody. So, guys, we did get the bounce. We had a trading idea yesterday. We did bounce from that monthly point of control, weekly point of control, the range point of control. It was an idea trade that we had yesterday. Finally getting that little bounce of a few $1,000s. It was acceptable as explained for a long setup yesterday. Managed risk, understanding it could chop. Are you happy to get into a local double bottom just in case we have an internal wave 4 in 5? This was the zone to bounce. We're looking for the highs. We missed them by a couple of $100s, but still acceptable to take some profits. If you start ranging at the highs, you're losing momentum, right? But overall, we did manage to get that trade on the live stream. We were dumping into the level of interest and we did get the bounce, and I did join into that bounce as explained yesterday on the stream, and already collected some profits at the highs. And we're going to see there is a chance of a higher low forming here. So we're going to see with New York Open. New York Open is on already at the moment, and we are going to be seeing the news as well in the next 25 minutes, okay? 25 minutes, we do have that news kicking in, all right? Personal income, might get some local volatility. Anyway, let's go through the comment section. Say hello to the beautiful community. Congratulations, whoever got into the long position. It was the only level of interest. If we lose that level, if we did lose the level yesterday, we were looking for a lower level to possibly get that support. Just took the SFP long. We're going to go through the different scenario. Hello, legends. Much love to you, my man. Okay. Market dropping hard into Japan rates. It's about to jigger pump. Let's see. Maybe that does happen. Daniel Singleton, much love to you, my man. Lods Ponis, he's the one that I want to have a word with. He's the one. Andy, what bounce? What bounce? This one right over here from the point of control, my man. I guess... Are you listening? Are you listening? We were talking about this level yesterday. Possible setup on the stream. Okay, it was the only level of interest. No trades throughout the stream until we came down to the level. This is the bounce. Okay. Are you blind or what? Come on. You shorted. Also shorted. Yes. Not as big as the longs though. Okay. Man. Honest, he's a fraud. It's on the videos. What can we say, right? What can we say? This was yesterday. This was yesterday, my friend. Right over here. We talk about it. There's no financial given in this in the live streams. All right? Don't worry, I'm going to block you right away, okay? But let's just have a good time. It's open. There's nothing to be hidden, nothing to hide. Open, okay? It's on YouTube. It's live. This level, we get the bounce, manage risk. This is the position. Hey, what's wrong with you? What's the matter? Send me a DM. You got the DMs open here on the first link. We'll have a chat. What's the problem? What's the problem with you? Tell me your problems. I'll try and sort you out. You're right. You're okay. You got wrecked. Okay, man. Anyway, we'll leave him around for a little bit. We'll have a good time with this guy. Much love, BTS 845. Much love to you. Divine Hood has no idea how to trade. Yeah. What can we say? We'll leave him about. We'll have a good time with this dude in the comment section. You don't make a 4-hour live and lie, bro. Exactly. I got too many people in the community. That have been long enough, all right, to actually see what's going on with the lives, okay? If one setup didn't play out a couple of weeks ago, don't worry, it's the past. We talk about risk management, we talk about levels, and we got a lot to talk about today. On the stock market, I actually got a DM from someone. Let me get that for you. Yesterday on the stock market, we were talking about the break of structure here, and somebody DM'd me saying, you know what, I actually longed the S&P 500 yesterday because this was throughout the stream, right? We got just this downtrend right over here, and we broke the structure, right, as a confirmed higher high. And then we've, looking to potentially form a high low. This might help Bitcoin for that bounce. We got a bounce of a few $1,000s, nothing too insane, okay? But got someone DMing me saying you longed the S&P 500 on that potential higher low speculation yesterday, right? Just a resistance support flip. You broke the structure. Very nice indeed. Got a DM out of nowhere from that higher low of yesterday. Axel, much love to you, brother. Andy, you are a real one. Much love and respect. Divine Hood, much love. Daniel Singleton already deleted this guy. I was going to leave him. I have no problem with these guys. It's just we have a good time with the haters as well here in the comment section. He'll create another account and come back tomorrow. Well, what can we do? We can't do anything with these guys. Can't do anything. They just pop out of nowhere and they just bring on the hate. But hey, it's open. I'm happy to discuss what's the problem. Where did I go wrong? We'll explain it on stream, okay? It's okay. It's fine. We don't get wrecked here. We manage risk. We talk about the risk management. Guys, be careful. We are at a good level. It's a valid setup here yesterday, okay, at 87,500. Be cautious. It could dance around. If you want to have a little bit of a chilled long position, put your stop loss a little bit further away, but still manage the same amounts, right? We go through this. We talk it around, right? Don't go all in. It's just little profits, right? It's just one trade, right? We look for a next trade here with high probability. So I told them the DMs are open. Send me a message. Tell me your problems. We'll try and sort you out. Anyway, always great TA here. Thank you very much. We tried, okay? We do try. I watched that guy's TA on his channel and it was utter dog. Okay, so he's also having a TA channel as well. People get wrecked trading and blame everyone else but themselves. Grow up, CMRP. Yeah, okay. Enough about that guy. I'm sorry, guys. Too much attention. Bath Mario Vallecos, much love to you. I've lost the guy 2 days ago. Just block and don't worry about it anymore. I know, my man. It's just for a little laugh at the beginning of the stream, okay? People are always trying to find someone to blame for their own misfortune. Shows a lack of maturity and responsibility. Yes, that seems like it is the case as well, okay? But anyway, he had his little few minutes of fame at the beginning of the stream. Anyway, that's it. Enough is enough. Right, guys, what is the scenario? Let's get these silly sunglasses out of the way and let's get serious, okay? Because maybe, it is, we try to be serious here, even though we might have a little laugh at the beginning of the stream. Hello to everybody. Much love to everybody. Look, it's Macron. Very true. That was funny about him going on with the sunglasses. I tell you what, I loved the speech from Donald Trump yesterday in Switzerland. I'm sorry, you might disagree with me, but I love this guy. I love Donald Trump. He's awesome. He says things to the face, just like me, this guy in the comment section who's a hater. Man, I don't ignore them. Most of the people ignore the haters. I'm like, hey, send me a DM. Tell me what's going on, right? tell me, you know, we'll go forward. We'll go through the scenarios. I'm happy to say where I'm wrong and when I'm right. It's okay. You know, I'm not going to brag about, oh, yesterday we got the bounce. It's a point of control, right? I think a lot of people are looking at this. I'm not special. You know, it's just on the chart. Can we trade it? Yeah, we can trade it. Manage risk. That's it. Not going to brag about this. It's just one trade. So, funny how he confused Iceland with Greenland. Yeah, block of ice, he was saying on yesterday's. It's on YouTube, guys. I think it's interesting because I like how this guy speaks, Donald Trump. For me, he's a legend, and I know a lot of people hate him. But I guess you like him or you don't, right? Anyway, the way he says things, and he's putting Europe down the toilet, saying you guys are not doing good, and all of these windmills as well is a waste of money. China is very smart. He's selling the windmills, the renewable windmills to most of Europe, which are not effective and they are very expensive. And he's saying China's making loads of money because of Europe, and you guys are down on electricity by 20% And I don't know, it just good fun facts. Okay, he's a legend. I watched it yesterday night before going to sleep. He ain't wrong. Let's be honest. He's a businessman, right? And yeah, the windmill thing was so funny. It was worth watching. I enjoyed watching that before going to sleep. I'll tell you that. I had a little laugh because he's in front of very important and the leaders of the world, right? And big business people, and he just goes like straight through. Anyway, let's go right away through the comment section. The windmill thing was very, very funny. It was indeed. Yeah, I think it was talking about the pirates of Somalia. I mean, as well, saying, we don't have an issue with that. We'll blow them off the water, right? No more pirates. There was an issue with pirates, I think it was about 10, 15 years ago, throughout the coast of Somalia and Yemen. And there was quite a lot of them, I think in the 2010 or 2015, somewhere about 10, 15 years ago. There were quite a lot of pirates. And of course, there's that's a famous route as well, where there's a lot of, logistics, right? And, a lot of oil tanks and rest of it. And he's like, we ain't negotiating with these guys. You get out of the water or we'll throw a rocket and blow you up. So I was like, this is how you need to take things. You need to take them as in, hey, you're going to screw the logistics throughout that area, and we'll blow you off the water. And he's just, some things are hilarious, but he's straightforward. He's like, we ain't fucking around here. Anyway, it was good. Enough about that. The truth and nothing but about the truth. But the truth, says Alec. Yeah, he's spreading false information and people think he is smart. Makes no sense. I mean, this is the thing, right? I just enjoyed watching it. I know a lot of people do not like him. I do personally. I think he's awesome. But he is a bit of a character, okay? There's no doubt about it. He is a bit of a character. But anyway, Andy, enough of politics. Let's get to the chart. Very true. Sorry about that, guys. Okay. Let's go right away. See what's going on here. Bitcoin. So we did get this bounce. We really need to understand where we at with this movement down. What wave we are in. We are building a bit of liquidity to the upside, but we're still bearish eventually. And do we bounce successfully from this area, or do we get one more low, right? Because this is reminding me very much to this movement to the upside, right? That at some point, the bigger move has happened. The bigger move has happened, right? You can see the candlestick here on the daily. And then the next day is not that powerful. Next day you're ranging. So we got something similar. All right, something similar. This is the price will get exhausted at some stage after getting a bigger move. And this is where we're currently at. Of course, this is a crucial zone for the price of Bitcoin, because there will be a moment that we will get that bigger move. right? Out of nowhere, right? Regardless of the waves, this might be multiple 1-2s, and then it suddenly absolutely tanks. We are waiting because we've been ranging in this channel since November. The moment we get out of this channel, there's going to be a big move, right? And I am favoring that it's going to be to the downside, right? There will be a moment that this rangy uptrend that we've had, right? Bear flag, if you wish, it's going to probably break down, and the move is going to be quite aggressive, right? And it's super important to not get caught, even though long positions could be interesting at levels of support. You don't want to get caught longing, right? In this major move to the downside that could happen at some point, right, in the next coming days. So we just want to be cautious, understanding the higher time frame, that this could be ready, this could be completed, and we are maybe days away of breaking out. Could we pump up, okay, to $98,000? You know, that is a possible scenario, but we need to break down a little bit, right? Because right now it's a little bit of catching the low kind of situation, and we need local structure as an impulse to kind of confirm the momentum that we could get later on, right, to claim those highs. We talk about both scenarios, okay, down and up. Yes, it is favoring the scenario of moving lower here, okay? I have to say that the scenario of going lower in the next couple of weeks is in favor at the moment, until things change on the lower time frame, which could happen, right? So we need to break down what needs to change to actually be confident that we're going to go to higher levels, right? So big level, got a little bounce of a few $1,000s. It's pulling back down at the moment, okay? And we're gonna try and understand. We got news in 12 minutes. I'm not sure if that's gonna impact a little bit the price action on the S&P 500, which is getting a little move to the downside right now. Bitcoin is feeling as well that movement down, but there is some news in 12 minutes. Personal income, it might be a big fat nothing burger. We might get some movements here, and we need to get some levels ready on the chart. Not that I was very interested in anything at the moment in this zone. Very choppy range, a lot of noise. It can be a combination of different things, and I'm seriously not that interested here. Not even for shorting, or not even for longing a higher low. I mean, longing a higher low here could be something, but we need to see. I'll explain right away what we need to see, which is not this is going to be a risky attempt for any long positions here on a higher low. We're still heavily downtrending, and like trying to long the golden pocket, or the basically the golden pocket zone. It's just not worth it for me. Not worth it. Don't have enough support. I know there is a daily. We've got a fresh daily level here that I was just going to put on the chart before the stream, but forgot about to do that. Let's get that ready here on 1 second and put it with the daily levels. That should have been done already. Not that interested, me personally. I mean, we don't have enough confluence into looking at today's levels as well. We've got previous day point of control, which is getting hit at the moment from this range. It is difficult in a downtrend to speculate on a higher low, okay? Yeah, previous day point of control at the moment is what is getting a little bit of a reaction. You have swept the lows of the range here. if we were to reclaim the daily open, I mean, it could be an interesting one. We're beneath the anchored VWAP. I'm just trying to look for a local scenario here. Previous day point of control is the one getting a little reaction here. We've swept the lows after this pump yesterday. We're still heavily downtrending as well on the higher time frame, right? So it is a higher low here for a long position. You know, just because I'm already long, guys, let me know if anybody is in a long position from yesterday. Had to take some profits with that range that we formed. I literally didn't take any profits till this morning from the long position that we talked about on yesterday's stream, right? You know, happy to attempt this long, giving it a bit of room for stop loss because it might create a bit of noise. But, you know, we are looking for a possible wave 5, you know, and a possible bounce here to get to the 90k region. So I'm happy still in that long position, and a higher low is possible. It's just a new trade here in a downtrend forming a higher low, and it's this zone is very, very noisy, I have to say. It's just incredibly noisy. We do have some levels. Previous day point of control is getting a bit of a reaction. Previous day value area low and the daily level is coming down at the golden pocket. That's a bit of a nicer level. Golden pocket 61865 with previous day value area low and the daily level. I kind of, you know, prefer this zone over here to check if we are going to get a reaction and bullish market structure. But longs in this zone, you know, it's too shallow still. I'm just not interested, guys. Because what I need to identify as well is this movement to the upside a solid impulse? It's not that solid. Could arguably discuss, yes, it's a 5 waver, but this movement is extremely long, right, for the correction of this movement up. It's like 6-7 times longer potentially. So it's, for me, it's difficult to say in the bullish case scenario or in the corrective structure scenario as an A, B, C, or a wave 1 and a wave 2 and a wave 3, right? Very, very difficult. The good thing is that we do have some, well, we're building up local bearish CVD divergence at the moment. But we do have bullish CVD divergence from the lows created yesterday. Okay, so we got this low over here and we got higher lows on the price action. We do have lower lows on the CVD, especially on Bybit, US dollar, perpetual, and other exchanges as well are creating some lower lows from this zone on the CVD, which, you know, gives it a chance. There are people shorting the market. There are shorts entering here. Difficult to speculate on a higher low, I have to say. Okay, I rather get into the long at very strong support, analyzing the higher time frame, speculating that could this be the wave 5? Do we have one more little low, or a lower high and one more low, double bottom? It doesn't matter, but we're looking for the last move down potentially to get that bounce, which did happen in the end. And longing a higher low right there when we don't have a clear change of structure. It's just not my cup of tea. It's just not my cup of tea at the moment. It's not clear. And for shorts, I had nothing clear here to take a short in this range, right? Some people might have speculated that this is a bull flag, but as you can see, it wasn't at the moment. So what is very, very common with this leg up and a triangle structure is you get the fake out, which it did to the upside, and then you get the fake out to the downside, and then you maybe bounce. So it kind of does look interesting to get that bounce, but I'm just not, you know, I don't have a setup here. I don't know how to manage risk properly on this, and I just don't want to go long, because I'm like anticipating and trying to believe that we're going to get a C wave here. All right, it's just not worth it, right? I haven't got a trade here. So let's talk about the levels where we do have a trade and just remain patient. Yesterday we were talking about how we need to be patient on our trades. I missed the short position. That's okay. It's all good. Doesn't matter. You know, Devil yesterday in the community was talking about this zone of getting a zigzag move, okay, and forming a lower high and looking for the move down to claim the lows. We were a little bit shy at hitting some levels such as the 382, the 4 hourly order block, and you know, we were just a little bit shy. So I did not take this short. This was on the live stream. It doesn't matter. I took this long over here. I had no interest in longing anything in this zone till we get to the point of control. So we remain patient till we actually come to our levels, right? The price comes to our levels and just execute that trade. It's the only trade that was taken throughout yesterday's stream. We're not flip-flopping long here, short here. Oh, you know, this move. We ain't interested in these little micro moves where we do not know what the heck is going to happen. No major supports, no big favor probabilities for a higher low, even though it kind of looks interesting, but I could not trade here and you know, have a stop loss down here. So we do have some setups. We're going to get them ready, and we're just going to wait for the price to come to us. We're going to create short opportunities. We're going to create long opportunities. And the name of the game here is wait for the price to come to you. Either for the short or either for the long. Doesn't matter, right? So we're going to break that down in today's live stream. And obviously, a quick disclaimer here. This content is for educational purposes only and is not financial advice. The information provided is not guaranteed to be accurate or complete. Always conduct your own research before making any financial decision. Right. The most important, right? 4 hourly time frame. I think we know what's happening here. All right. We know what's happening, but I need to cover quickly what's going on from this zone. All right. There is the potential of this high being in for a long time, guys, for many, many months. There is the potential that this 97K zone could be the high for quite some time, right? The potential of being the high for a few months until we get a massive bounce in an impulse, right? And we can change the structure here and get a solid move up that looks promising that we could go to higher levels and claim 98K. For the moment, we're just really speculating on the levels of support, such as the monthly point of control, the value area low could be another one. That's an interesting long position. So let's just wait for the price to come down to that zone. There is a long setup down here that I am actually quite interested in. So shorts, it's not enough for me here. It's not enough because this did have the chance, it does have the chance of being the local low, and you could form a longer bounce. When you get a bigger move to the downside, okay, and you can fit in a 4 and a 5, which we mentioned yesterday, or maybe your fourth wave is not in and we are going to create the fifth wave. It doesn't really matter. When you're looking to short down here, you're literally looking for the last moves down. Do we claim the low again or not? Which is very similar to what we had last week, right? Who remembers last week's content? We're looking for a move down, but do we claim the high again, right? Do we chop the high again or not? One more time. We didn't. We ended up rolling down. So we are in this kind of situation at the moment. Do we claim the low again before getting the bounce? That's my my main question right now. Is that, do we get another 4 and 5, get the bounce, or do we actually form a higher low here and bounce already? So obviously with that theory, I'm interested in longing the levels of support. In the case of yesterday, it was the point of control of the range, right? So if we come back down to this zone, I mean, we still have the value area low, which is an awesome level from a major range. Until the price does not come down there, at least for now, I'm not interested in executing another long position. And shorts here, you know, they are difficult. You know, you should be holding shorts from higher. Shorts from here, depending on how the structure moves in the next coming hours, I will map out a few scenarios, because I mean, we are downtrending and we could be rolling over very aggressively in the next coming days. So yeah, shorts are still looking attractive, but not where we are at the moment. I need to map out the situation on how the price could develop so we can be interested in those shorts. So we'll map them out, but for new long positions, unless we get an awesome 5-wave move to the upside that looks incredibly bullish and a very corrective structure, I cannot long anywhere on the retracement at the moment. Okay, it's just not my cup of tea. I don't see enough strength. We are downtrending. We haven't broken structure. We could form another 4-5. If I am going to speculate on a long, it's either going to be speculating the 5th wave that it's finished at levels of support, or if we do get the rally, if for a new long I'm talking about, it needs to be an impulse, it needs to be a corrective structure. Then we'll talk about the possibilities of the long. Of course, this is going to take a few days eventually if it does end up being bullish. So I've only have 2 trades open at the moment. The short from the 97k zone, which I'm not happy about because it's a small swing short for me. I wanted to go in heavy on this, but for the moment we're still in the impulse and we haven't created the bounce. So the bounce is what I'm waiting for, if we do get it, to analyze that bounce and add to the short, because we could form a corrective bounce short. For the moment, the only long position is the one that was mentioned on the stream yesterday, which, you know, aggressively took some profits, but I'm definitely going to leave some open, because there is a chance for the bulls here to form a low and get a bigger bounce to 92, maybe 93 in the next coming days. Difficult to long right there. So I'm really not interested in doing anything at the moment where we at. But we're going to break down what I need to see for the next opportunity, right? You know, we are here to try and look for trades almost every day. If it's not every day, every other day, right? That's what we try to do. Mainly day trade movements. Try and catch a $2,000, maybe a $3,000 move. Sometimes there are 1,000. But what we have right now is a little bit of too much noise. And there's no local setup with the price action that we have on the lower time frame, I have to say. No local setup. If anything, you know, it would be interesting for a long. But I just don't have enough confluence looking at yesterday's levels. Previous day point of control, trying to hold. It's just a very, very noisy chart as well. Quite noisy, this range. We're going to break down this range now in the next coming minutes after going through the 4-hourly time frame. Yeah, it kind of looks attractive to form a higher low here, but the price is moving down. Yeah, I just don't have it. I don't have a setup here. You know, it would be foolish of myself to say, you know, long position, stop loss. You know, I don't have a major big target here. It's just really to claim the high. So the risk to reward, it's not great. You know, I haven't got anything at the moment. So let's break down. If there's too much noise and you're not interested in something locally, the price will end up moving higher or moving lower, where the price will come to my levels of interest to take a trading decision. And that's what we are going to break down today. If you did long yesterday, I think it makes sense, just because we're still heavily downtrending. No break of structure, that you do scratch some profits. We did not claim the highs by a hair, and I think just because we extended so much here, it makes sense to take profits from that long. You know, I took 50%. We'll leave 50% open, just because it's an awesome entry. Let's break down now, yes, the 4 hourly and then the 15-minute, right? Try and identify what we do have here, okay? But on the higher time frame, I will explain where we have the day trade, swing trade setups. And then on the 15-minute, we'll talk about the scalp day trading entries and how the price needs to develop in the next coming hours to possibly map, you know, the corrective structure that we have, or an impulse to the upside. We'll map up different levels and different scenarios, and I'm just gonna have to wait. As a trader, most important thing is waiting. So, and when it's not clear in the local range for any local setup, I just don't trade, because I don't have a high probability setup and good risk management. So let's go through the comment section. Thank you very much for joining. Are you guys shorting? Simply better. Loving these long live streams. Great to listen and watch. Simon Jones, much love. Chartist, have a great day. Enjoy the markets. Rudy, much love to you, my man. New Fed announcement will bounce it to 100K. Maybe. Wrecked the shorts. Now wrecked the longs. Yes. CBM Crypto by Mattia, much love. Go and check out his channel. Okay, he's absolutely awesome. Great content. He's in a long position from the 82K zone and short from 97K as well. Very good swing trades from CBM. Go and check out his content, guys. Any new entry? Well, we're going to talk about a new entry, of course. We're going to talk about the most important levels, and for the moment, I just have the short, which is small. I'm a bit pissed off of that, but we're going to wait. It doesn't matter. You know, I'm waiting for the bounce to add to that short, and it needs to be a corrective bounce eventually, which is going to take a few days. The only long that we have was from yesterday at the moment, which could do very, very well if we form a higher low in this region and break the highs, depending on how big it is. You know, this is the kind of moment. Remember, when you form a reversal, you start off by slowing down. You start off by bang, 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 slowing down. This movement to the downside got aggressive, and it's slowing down. This is the moment where at some point, after claiming the lows, claiming good support levels, there is going to be a moment that it's going to form a higher low. And then will the bounce be corrective? Right? This is the thing right now. It's slowed down after the big move. The big move slowed down and it completely reversed. The big move slowed down. Do we get one more low or not? You know, we are looking for a reversal bounce here to go to 91, 92, 93 maybe in the next coming days. There will be a moment that it forms a higher low, right? And the low is in. Regardless, if you form the low and then you get the higher low, right? And it gets the bounce. So that's the main question. And this is why the best moment when it slows down, which is what we were discussing yesterday. We were doing a few counts here, or, you know, looking at Elliott wave theory, where, you know, this could be a wave 1, this could be a wave 2, this could be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and this could be your 4 and 5, right? All of this is your wave 3. And, you know, do we have, you know, is that the last push down before a bigger bounce to sweep up the 4th wave highs, which we missed, which is very disturbing. I do think we're going to hit them at some point. So now the overall question is, do you form a higher low here, or do you claim the lows, get into levels of support, get supported eventually, and then get the bounce later on to sweep up the lower highs? Higher lows at this point, you know, it is difficult. It is difficult. It is difficult. I don't have enough data here. If we would have formed a pretty solid impulse here and a very clear corrective structure, then I would have said, guys, you know, we're likely going to take out these highs and, you know, move up. So maybe longing now. The problem is with this triangle and what we have here, this is very messy. I don't want to participate in anything here. And yeah, we got this high from yesterday, this low, and this lower high. So is there any kind of a three-wave move down here? Or is it a couple of 1-2s you could fit in here with a sideways WXY? It's just too messy. I'm not interested in counting all of this nonsense. Just not interested. Wait patient till we get a little bit of more easy price action that we can understand. But naturally, if the price were to move up here very aggressively to almost hit the highs, then you would actually say, okay, yeah, this is a corrective structure. We're likely going to take these highs. But then you're too close, right? You're just too close. So this is taking a shot. If you are wanting to speculate on a higher low at any local levels of support, in this case, we do have the previous day point of control, which is trying to do something. It is trying. Hang on a minute. It is trying to do something. This is yesterday's point of control. You can see it's, you know, touching beneath it, above it. And then you have the daily level and previous day value area low that I do have here on the chart, which is your next local level, right, to speculate on a long. That's coming in at the golden pocket, the most respected Fibonacci zone, which is the 61865 zone. And that's the previous day value area low with a daily level. I prefer lower to get into a long here. And it's a stop loss reason, right? Could I enter a long here and stop losses here? I mean, you are targeting the highs. I would say it would be much better to come down here. If it comes down here, the risk to reward is actually looking more interesting, okay, to claim those highs. So we'll see. I mean, I would say it could be interesting here depending on the reaction, and if we get lots of shorts entering the market and very, very strong bullish CVD divergence, right? We get lots of lower lows. We're getting bearish CVD divergence at the moment. Longs are going a little crazy here at the moment. That's never good. People are longing this pullback. A few longs, not massively, but we are getting lower highs and higher highs on the CVD, as you can see, right? Big higher highs on CVD, especially on Bybit, lower highs on price action, and this just makes the downtrend potential. It could be strong, just as in claiming the local lows again and again. It doesn't help CVD at the moment. It's not helping to be confident on that bounce, but a bounce is, it's kind of looking attractive, not based on CVD, just based on a little bit of the support and based on this mess, right? If we had to count something bearish beginning from this pivot, right, we got a big move up and a very, very choppy range. However, it's extremely long to this wave, like 6 times longer. It is a lot of noise, I have to say, and it's the 15-minute. It's just very, very noisy. And because I am positioned, and maybe some of you are positioned already from 87.5k, you know, I just don't want to give money back to the market. It's not a high probability long position, I have to say. I would favor to claim the highs of yesterday. I would favor based on this noise. You know, it's not nice for multiple 1-2s, I have to say. Even this right there, so that would have to be just very, yeah, it looks more corrective. It definitely looks more corrective, but a bit too noisy for me, not clear. You know what would be very clear is if you get that movement down, bounce, move down, bounce, right? And then you're like, okay, you know, this is looking very corrective. You got the movement up here, time to long, right? And claim the highs, but that is just not how the price has moved. So we don't have nothing very, very clear here, unfortunately, guys. So for me, it's a waste of time. It's a waste of time. Not interested in the zone. So let's zoom out on the daily, on the 4 hourly time frame, and break down the levels of interest. Just wait for the next opportunity outside of this noise. Then we'll break down the 15-minute to see what we are looking at. We break down this on the community, guys. If you are interested to join, make sure to send me the DM join, okay, down below to enter the community, the trading community, okay? We've been working on this for the last few months. We combined all of the different products into this community. Just send me the message if you want some information. We update there every single day, myself, Devil, and the rest of the coaches. You have it down below. Let's go through higher time frame, and I'll go through comment section in just a second. What we're looking at here is bearish case scenario. This does look pretty aggressive for an impulse, either finished or either forming one more fifth wave and then having a bit more of a structure impulse down. It looks more impulsive for the moment. The bears are winning and there's no signs of a major reversal up to 98k plus. There's absolutely no signs of this happening and no big major high probabilities for this to happen. The only way this could change is by forming a pretty solid bounce from this zone in an identifiable 5-wave move in the next coming days. That is the moment that we could say, right guys, this movement up is not looking very corrective, and the next movement we have to be like machines to identify the correction and look for the long opportunity, because you know, if we can identify that correction, I am gonna have to be looking for longs. Of course, we'll be doing a live stream. I'll be talking about as well, giving a bit of room for stop losses, because we do like to go through the 15-minute time frame and look for these scalps, right? And yesterday, I think it's a very, very good way for people that don't want to like sniper a trade, put stop loss very close to their entry and they don't have time. And we gave that example yesterday. You're risking the same percentage. You want to go to bed and you want to be relaxed, risk the same percentage of your account. Just give stop loss a bit of room. Risk to reward is not going to be that great. It's not going to be a 5-6 to 1 risk to reward if you're actually putting your stop loss beneath the wick low. But you give it a bit of room for any local noise and volatility, right? We're going to talk about these setups as well, just to give a bit of room for all of those people that they don't want to have a mini stop loss and sniper the exact level. When it gets close to the level, if it gets a little reaction, enter the trade, give a bit of room for any local double bottoms, any local noise, and that's it, right? Because if you were to get stopped out, right, out of that double bottom, that double bottom, hang on a minute. Let's get this out of the way. Yesterday, anybody that gets into a long position here and has a stop loss here, we mentioned the possibility of getting the bounce and tapping the low again, right? And then moving up. Yes, you're going to get stopped out, but you can re-enter again in the double bottom. And you are looking for a 5-6 risk to reward all the way up here. So it's going to cover your stop loss, but you need to enter again on the double bottom. And some people don't have time for that. They just say, I'm going to long here, going to get a bit of a breather for the stop loss, and then, you know, I'll take profit tomorrow morning if we're still in this zone, right? So I think it's good. It's so many different ways of trading and having different plans, and I just want to talk about them, right? So, right, this enough waffle. As the information that we got, this stands as the highest probability. You got a potential completed corrective move in the double zigzag, and this does look pretty damn impulsive for the moment. Big move in the middle, increasing volume as well in the middle zone, coming down to the lows. I'm not in favor too much that this is a three waver, even though you can fit a three waver. However, your C wave, if this is going to be a ABC, you can fit it. However, the C wave is over twice the length of your A wave, and that is not quite common in an ABC. You might see it once every 30 times, 40 times. It's not very, very common. So we are not giving a very, very high probability that this is a corrective move. The reason why we are talking about this is because could there be a chance of moving this, right? We talked about this yesterday. Is there a chance of forming a flat in your Y wave, which is a three wave up, three wave down, which would be this one? Okay, doesn't look good. C wave, a C wave gets above the 1-to-1 or close to the 1-to-1 or even the 1-2-3-6 Fibonacci, which in this case, that's a nice three wave ABC, where from the start of the triangle, that's when your A wave starts. That's, ABC, C wave, common target, 1-to-1 to the 1-2-3-6. That is very, very common for a C wave, this area. So you got that three wave move to the upside right there. When you're trying to fit a three wave down because you want to speculate that, oh, what if we form a flat? Well, you need to go with the probabilities. If you are counting a three wave move down here, you need to understand that your C wave is over twice the length of your A wave. That is not common at all. So when you think about probabilities, ain't looking too great for this to be a three waver. So the only way we could be confident that this is going to happen is getting a pretty solid five wave impulse here in the coming days. That's the only way we could be confident that we could be going up to 98k, because everything points out that we are likely going to correct in a bounce at some stage and then go lower. Okay, so this stands as the highest probability scenario at the moment. Finished correction from the last few months, and now we're looking to go south. So what is most important here? Bitcoin getting a little bit of a dumpy action at the moment. Previous day point of control not holding. Lots of longs entering here, as explained. We have local bearish CVD divergence, right? Longs entering on Bybit, and they're not having a good time right now entering these longs. They're not too sure about this at the moment. So the local information based on CVD and looking at the delta here, longs on Bybit entering here, and bearish CVD divergence is not helping the situation for the bounce, as explained. So risky here for the bounce. Coming down to the daily and coming down to that could be interesting, as explained. Let's get down there. Let's get down here and let's dance a little bit. Let's get some dancing price action, and then we'll see how the price reacts to this daily. I wouldn't be in a rush here. It's moving down, wants to come lower. Wouldn't be in a rush. If we dance, and dancing means a little bit of a range, right? Hold the zone. Hold the zone. If we come down to previous day value area low, end that daily, end that golden pocket, and we start dancing, which is forming a few candlesticks in the range up and down, right, in this area, we might consider, okay, guys, we're holding, you know, maybe a long position makes sense here. But when it is coming down against you like this, we want to see a bit of proof of support, then we can consider the long, okay? Let's move back to the was it this time frame? Where was I? So yeah, anyway, what are we trying to identify at the moment for the potential bigger bounce is, do we have a finished 5-wave move down, or has this been your 4th wave in a running flat? Because, you know, we talked about the flat yesterday. There's, you know, the main reason of the long here, it's either the 4-5 finished, get the bounce, or we form a flat. Running flat in this case. Still very possible. 3-wave up, potential 3-wave down, and then the rally up. It doesn't really matter. It's lower time frame, but yeah, this could be a running flat. And now you're just forming a few 1-2s in this zone, which is very, very messy. And then you got the 3-wave developing at the moment, right? And then you literally come down to this area and you slow down. We're going to have to see, right? If this still continues with power, let it go. You know, the price will tell us if it's finding proof of support. It's starting to bounce around in this zone. This is where it becomes interesting to attempt a long position, you know, beneath this low. Okay, we'll see what happens here. We'll see what's going to happen in this zone. There's no rush. Let it cook. Let it dance around. Let it find proof of support in this area. Then we can consider the signs of okay, more shorts entering, more bullish CVD divergence, right? Lower lows. If it does get aggressive here with more shorts entering where we at, and we continue with aggressive, Bybit are just going long. There's more 5 million long positions entering right now on Bybit, creating even more bearish CVD divergence. This is not good. Not good. Look at the CVD. It should be going down instead of up. So this is just giving more power for the movement down. That's just creating more liquidity to the downside. You don't want to see that. You want to see lower lows. On some exchanges, we are getting that lower low right there. Let's see. If we get more shorts piling up, if we get shorts piling up here and we're holding the point of control and the daily level, then we need at least 10-15 minutes holding in this area to even consider the possible bounce. If it suddenly wants to shoot up, then I'm not interested. Anyway, let's just trying to figure out here, trying to find here a possible local trade. But if we do continue moving down, I think the most sensible level to look for a swing failure pattern is these higher lows that we have from December. This is the sweet spot. This is without a doubt. I've seen this before on the chart, and when we recognize that, yes, we might have the 4 being running flat and the 5th wave is developing at the moment. Yeah, I'm very much in favor that this is coming to its end stages before the bigger relief. So let's see the chart here if it does get supported in the next 10-20 minutes. But if not, we're just going to have to wait for that liquidity grab. There's longs entering, there's liquidity still here in this zone. Why not sweep this higher low of the range that we had in December which is in confluence with the entire range since November value area low. And that would be the sweet spot for me to look for a long position. Okay, we'll be looking at the lower time frame, very similar to the long position that we mentioned yesterday. It needs to come down to that zone, and that zone is exactly 86.5k, 86.4 if you want to be more exact. And that value area low is very, very close. It's slightly lower, but well, it's around about in that zone. Value area low of the zone. So this is a great SFP level, great liquidity grab zone. That would be the zone, guys. It's just crystal clear for me that this would be the best interest zone to speculate on another long. Any longs at this moment with this drop, or any longs in this zone, is, yeah, you're playing with you're not playing with probabilities. Let's leave it that way. Yeah, let's just wait for that low, unless we start dancing around in this area where we have the daily. Still time, not interested in doing anything here at the moment, so just let it go. Let it go. Let's see if we do dance. So, explanation here, why would this be a decent chance where we do have some probabilities? Potentially, this has been your wave 4 in a running flat, and you have your wave 5 getting developed today. That actually comes down to sweep up that little rest of liquidity that we have beneath $87,000, maybe even stretching to 86,000. Sweep up the liquidity, hit a very strong level of support, value area low, and it's just a wick beneath the lows that we had in December, these higher lows right over here. The main target that I would look for is getting above wave 4, which would be the running flat, right? A running flat, very, very messy, not very beautiful, but I would class this move as a running flat for your wave 4. So it's just a trade to get ready for. Okay, I don't have a crystal ball, but I know if we do come down to hit the lows, and the biggest move has happened here, just as the biggest move when we were grinding here to the upside happened here. When you stop and you take the highs and you sweep up the high from the third wave, this is the moment that it's looking like it's gonna roll over, regardless if you take out the high again or not. So it's a very, very similar environment at the moment from this rally, right? Do we take the lows again or not? Well, maybe yes. At the moment, a higher low here is going to be very, very difficult to get into. We need to see some massive bullish CVD divergence. You know, if I wanted to trade a higher low here at the golden pocket and the previous day value area low, golden pocket not even tapped yet. We missed it by a few dollars, but this is not a sniper trade for me. A sniper trade is this one down here. Once you reclaim the level, the point control. This one, I really need to see the price like really struggling to break down here. A little bit of local bullish market structure. Big lower lows on the CVD. Massive shorts entering here like crazy. And lower lows on CVD. Very aggressive, which we are starting to get right now. I have to say, except for Bybit, US dollar perpetual, they just won along here for some reason. But there are lots of shorts entering on US dollar Tether and other exchanges. So there is some pretty decent higher lows on price action, lower lows on CVD, on most of the exchanges. Only Bybit, they want to be the black sheep, as always. And they're just trying to long here this dump. Trying to predict that we're going to form a higher low here. You've got 10 million long positions entering in the last hour in this zone here. So This is not going to be an easy long, I have to say. It's not going to be easy. I need a lot of information. It needs to hold. We need to get one potential nice bounce and a corrective structure. It's just not going to be an easy snipe here, regardless if it V-shapes. It's not an easy long for me. I would rather not take it. And it might, still holding the long position from here, so it won't miss anything. Anyway, so that would be the best deal here for that day trade, little swing trade, to potentially get that bounce to the lower highs. Okay, there is the chance that the wave 5 is not in, and this was it with the running flat, and then you take out the lows and then you reclaim and get the bounce up here. So I would be looking at this as your minimum first TP1, which is sweeping the lower highs right over here, because when you consider Elliott wave theory, the very common, right, it doesn't happen always, but the very, very common target is to hit the fourth wave, right? In this case, we got an impulse, right? It's very, very common to get beneath the fourth wave after finishing a fifth wave, right? We're trying to say, is fifth wave in, or do we create the fifth wave coming into support, sweeping last bit of liquidity that we have here below 87k? And this is inverted, of course. This is the bullish impulse, and the correction is very, very common to get beneath the fourth wave. So in this case, it's predicting the three-wave structure to get above at least the lower highs of today and yesterday at $90,500 range. So that is, this would be the setup. It's a very realistic setup. We're considering the support, we're considering Elliott wave theory, we're considering the last wave, understanding that the biggest wave has already happened in the middle throughout the last few days. So we've got Elliott wave theory combined with confluence, with liquidity, to give us that possible long setup here. If we do get the desirable reaction eventually, right, to at least TP1 in this zone, then, if we stretch up a little bit longer in the next coming days, then we're positioned, right? We'll just take advantage of that movement. But that's the most realistic long position with high probability when we mix Elliott wave theory and the confluence that we have here on the range. Okay, so you just have to wait for that low to be taken, because this higher low is I don't see extreme high probability to take this long position, but yeah, naturally as well, ES is getting a bounce. What would have favored a little bit this scenario is lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low. Getting a higher high here with the movement from yesterday would have favored a little bit the potential higher low here. It would have favored a little bit by breaking the structure last lower high, which was from yesterday, Wednesday. The fact that that didn't happen with the pump, well, obviously is not that great. You formed a lower high still. So it's not good enough. It's doing something. Insane amount of longs entering on Bybit. They're just going through the roof with the long positions down here. You want to see everybody shorting. You want to see everybody piling up into shorts here and ranging a little bit. If you continue to see lower lows on CVD while the price is holding in this zone for the next 1 to 2 hours, and you're still having lower lows on CVD and you're ranging, that is the accumulation. Okay, that is the accumulation right there, the absorption basically. That's where all of those shorts are getting absorbed and they're not managing to push the price down. So a little range here with lower lows on CVD could really be that sweet spot of saying, okay guys, this The bears are not managing to push down here to the lows, and then it actually pops up here. So, but you need a lot of information, and Bybit is not helping with that scenario because there's a bunch of random longs entering here, which is not favoring the situation. So, difficult area for this speculative move. But if you're in a long position from here, like yesterday, like myself, I went in relatively big on this position. It's a normal 1 to 1.5% risk for me. I took half of it, and position is protected. And if it does manage to form the higher low, I will favor this movement anyway, regardless. But it's a difficult decision here, right? We're here to obviously protect capital. If you wanted to take the shot, we haven't even hit the golden pocket. Barely, almost scratched it. It is the previous day value area low as well. Previous day value area low tapped to the dollar right there. Daily level is slightly beneath us. I mean, there is some support here. There is some support, and you have the golden pocket. If you come back down and you get the reaction, I would maybe consider it if we're still getting lots more lower lows. But this is the kind of zone that you would go with a 1-to-1 risk to reward kind of thing, where I'm just not stop loss at the lows literally, and attempt to hit the highs. Just because you do have support. You've got the daily to back up. You've got the previous day value area low to back up. And you do have bullish CVD divergence. Bybit are the ones that are ruining the party a little bit, with all those longs entering. But, realistically, they are big shorts. In the blue, which is Bybit US dollar tether, there's been lots of shorts entering here. Lots of them. So prices get dancing a little bit. Got a little bounce. It's got a decent bounce. I wouldn't go too crazy here with risk management, and yeah, this kind of price action. I have that feeling that it's going to be one of those that, if it is going to take out the highs, it's kind of going to form like a V shape. It's kind of that classic price action where it kind of just V shapes into the highs. And the good thing about this is that you have some support here to back up, which is the daily, the value area low, golden pocket, which hasn't been hit. The 618 has not been hit. Maybe on some exchanges it has just gently tapped the 618, barely just missed it by $1 or so here on Coinbase. Just looking for a new setup on the stream, guys. Understanding that it could higher low here. Anyway, going back to the higher time frame. Yeah, very, very interesting zone. Of course, I think there's a lot of eyes. This is a kind of a classic level where there's lots of eyes watching, waiting for this area, maybe for the long position. because it's just a very, very technical level to get into a long. Sweep up the lows, SFP, Valley area low, fifth wave, right, when you add Elliott wave theory and get the bounce. And the overall question right now is the fifth wave in or not, and the rest of it. Because then you're going to get the bounce, you're going to get a higher low, and it's like, oh, we already rallied, right? And then, the pump is more aggressive than we thought, and like, oh, damn, I missed the long. So it's one of those areas that, that a reversal could be cooking, just as a reversal could have been cooking here, which it did, right? We got a pretty aggressive move down in the last week. So anyway, let's go right away. Remember, guys, if you are interested in trading, Bluffin, awesome platform. Okay, I love Bluffin. I like BTCC. I've tested many. They're great. You got the biggest bonus available down below in the description, guys, on Bluffin. Okay, you get VIP 1 for 30 days to decrease your fees. $1,000 deposit bonus. If you deposit 10K, you're getting 1,000 on top of that, and even airdrops as you trade and move volume. Check out the link down below, guys. You have Bluffin, which is an awesome platform. You probably already using Bluffin, and you are in that long position already from yesterday. And maybe you entered a new one here. I'm have to say, take this with a pinch of salt. But this is one of those areas, one of those potential higher lows that could happen here. I wouldn't FOMO into a long here. If it comes down, we get the reaction. We continue with lower lows on the CVD. Then I might consider a new entry, just a new one here. Test the lows, boom, get the reaction, and then might get the move up if it's not going to happen already. So, but other scenarios here. Other scenarios. What if the price rolls over and it just nukes down from the lows? Are the probabilities high, right? Are the probabilities high that we roll over and break down tonight or tomorrow? Tomorrow's Friday. Fridays are just so bad days. Friday seems a dumpy day. Is there a chance of nuking down? I have to say there is a chance, but I would give it low probability based on the information that we have. Of course, if we were going to have the price action like rolling down and breaking here with one more high or not, it just say that, do we have a chance of breaking down all of this support? Absolutely. What structure would be developed then? We would have to combine a series of multiple 1-2s here that it just doesn't look great. Multiple 1-2s, this would be, they usually overlap. Your wave 2s usually overlap from your wave 1, and you usually have your next wave 1s and 2s decreasing, okay, in price action. So this one's smaller than this one's smaller than this one, right? And not your third one. Third one is longer than your previous one. Multiple 1-2s does not fit nice with this price action. There's no overlap, and that's the most common thing on multiple 1-2s, to get overlap from your wave 2s and your wave 1s, okay? And there's no single overlap on your bounces with your wave 1s. That is very rare. What is very rare as well is that your latest move is the longest one. So yeah, that's not very common at all. And this is all trying to believe that we're going to get a wave 3 breakdown here. Based on this information that we have, breaking down here successfully with this current bounce in a wave 3 and really break down to 80k is low probability based on this information for multiple 1-2s. It's just low probability. So with that understanding, it becomes very, very lucrative to longs levels of support and speculate obviously more in, is this your wave 4 and 5, or is this your wave 4 and 5, to then get the bigger bounce. So this makes more sense. This what fits better, and when we are looking here for this, for the trading opportunities, okay, intraday opportunities eventually, right? This ain't the kind of long. Yesterday's long was to sweep up the highs. We missed it by $100. Just take some profits if we're ranging, okay? And this is not the kind of long to get back up to 98k. It's a day trade. It's a day trade, little swing trade to sweep up local highs and look for a bounce of a few $1,000s, not a move of $10,000. Unfortunately, we don't have those kind of longs at the moment. I always want to leave part of the long open, because we're talking about the bearish case, multiple 1-2s and a breakdown in a wave 3 here, low probability. Moving all the way up here to 98k, low probability. But there is a chance, and if there is a chance, for me it's enough to hold a chunk of that long position from yesterday. Just because it's a good entry, it's good support, the same as the long that I would get in here. Even though we sweep up the fourth wave, maybe we get a bigger bounce in the next coming days. I would leave some open eventually to try and maximize the potential profits there. But considering the local bullish case, as in, can this be a 3-wave structure? And this is a A wave, and this is a B wave. You hit the 0.9 Fibonacci already, which is the minimum target to have a B wave and a flat. It's wishful thinking. It's wishful thinking to believe that you're going to get an impulse here, either from this low or from this low. And if we do take out the lows again, I would really say that this is a confirmed 5-wave structure. After this bounce, and if we test the lows, then I would say, there's no way that this is a 3-wave move down if the low is taken again, because I would really fit in the 4th wave here. And then if all of this is going to be a C wave, then it's going to be over 2.5 longer than your A wave. And that's just, there's going to be a moment that you just have to not talk about it, but we talk about it because miracles do happen, right? Low probability scenarios do happen, so we could talk about it, but really not counting on it. Really not counting, unfortunately. What I am counting with the highest probability scenario is that the bounce in the coming days is likely going to be corrective. In a perfect world, regardless if your 5th wave is in already with yesterday's lows, or we take out the lows and then we get the bounce, in a perfect world, you're looking for a 3-wave corrective structure, and you're looking for levels of resistance to kind of backtest, or fresh new levels of resistance. And without a doubt, the best level, I'm not sure if we are going to get such a big bounce to test the value area high again here, but this obviously would be the best short, right, before the price nukes down to take out 80k. But we'll be patient. We'll see how the price action moves, and it will require time. It will require a bit of time, because this move happened since last Wednesday. It's been over a week, so you would at least want to see 3-4 days of a little bit of a rangy structure and a little bit of a bounce, and then we will be very, very carefully. This is still very fresh. We're still not even realizing if the wave 5 is in, or the wave 5 needs to be in later. We're still deciding if the impulse has finished, so we haven't even got the bounce yet. Throughout the last few days, saying, guys, I'm in a very small short position from here. I really wanted to go heavy in this short. If you want to get in, risk 50%, put a stop loss, at 100K, and we'll see how it goes. If we get an impulse and we get a corrective bounce, then we can add to that short and get into new short positions. But, we're still in the impulse, right? We're still rolling down aggressively. So we haven't got the bounce yet. So for that, we need to be a little bit patient. We're now discussing, is the wave 5 in, or do we get the 5 in now? And that's a potential intraday long position to sweep up the highs. But what we would want to see in the next coming days is a confirmed corrective move to the upside, a bear flag if you wish, to look for the short. Naturally, the best level of resistance, which nobody knows if we are going to get up there, is the valley area high of the range, which would be sitting in with the golden pocket. Yeah, that would be awesome to short. There's no doubt about it, to try and catch the high of the C wave when that happens. Staying real, we don't know how the price is going to move. It might form a complex WXY. It might be a simple zigzag. We don't know. We'll try and identify it and look at the highest probability moves. There's always the perfect trade, back testing the valley area high, hitting the golden pocket from the highs to the lows. Absolutely awesome, right? That's like the sweet spot. We don't know if we're going to get this, but it would be awesome to speculate on the swing short, because ideally this is a wave 1, this is a wave 2, and we're looking for a wave 3 to absolutely tank in the next coming weeks very aggressively. Will we get that opportunity to get exactly at 93.5k valley area high back test, point of control? Maybe, right? Stop loss would have to be eventually at the highs, and this is like really claiming the lows, 80k and even low. This would be a swing short, so this is like to ride for a few weeks, right? Just like this pivot here from yesterday, this was swing short territory. We have the potential of being very, very close to the high here at the 97, 98k region. Do we hit the highs again or not? Enter with a small position and ride it, because I'm not taking profits from this short, even though it's a smaller. I wanted to get in big with this position. I entered with 0.5% of my trading account, and I'm not taking profit because I realized we could be breaking below 80k in the next few weeks. And if we get this bounce, which we should be getting some kind of a bounce in the next few days, I really want to add to this existing position and even get into a new position short as well. Because with the market conditions, it is really favoring that we have a possible completed bear flag here, and we are looking to go south in the next coming weeks. So we just a little bit of faffing around with identifying the local movements as explained here, regardless if the fifth wave is in or not. Now we might find a zigzag up, we might zigzag down, and then we zigzag to the upside. We form a double zigzag in the next few days. Very complex. We'll be fitting the scenarios eventually here on stream. And you got two options here for the short. Get in at the highest possible level. You realize that your invalidation is the high. You're speculating on the third wave move, right? Into the golden pocket and valley area high, or you wait for the confirmation, because what if this is a wave 3, right? 4 and 5, and then everybody's like, whoa, was not expecting that. The best confirmation is actually coming down to the lows, but this never gives you the best entry. But once you claim this higher low basically of the 3-wave structure, you know that you have a very, very good chance here for the short. You just don't know if the bounce is going to give you that great entry, but naturally your stop loss would be this high, and this would be the entry for the swing short to go to much lower prices. So this is 4 hourly time frame. This is swing trading perspective, right? So it's just getting a few plans ready to see what could develop, and just getting ready for people that missed the short or people that entered a small short and want to really look for adding to the short or getting into new shorts, because of the potential of forming a lower high and breaking down in a third wave here is very, very attractive. Very, very attractive. So we need to identify how we move up and how we develop eventually in the next coming days. As explained right now, you know, the speculation here is, yeah, to possibly form a higher low and take out those highs. So, you know, this is the potential local move that I do see here. We don't know how powerful this move is going to be, if it's going to just sweep the highs or not. But yeah, we do have some local support. There is some bearish CVDs. Bybit bros are jumping into longs here like very aggressively, so you could test the lows here. It could be a little bit noisy, but there is a chance here for a higher lower. There is a chance. Let's see if Bybit brothers and sisters have finished long in here. Oh, we got some longs entering here on Bybit US dollar tether. Yeah, people are looking to long here. Yeah, people are long in here. When we do take a look at the CVD, right, we've got lots of higher highs here locally, lower highs. It's interesting because it is an interesting area for longing. There's no doubt, right? Remember, when you want confirmation, like for the bulls, like to form a wave 1, wave 2, wave 3, 4 and 5, it kind of feels late, right, to long when it's already moving up. So I mean, this is a speculative higher low long zone before the move happens. I understand that. Who's feeling bullish, guys? Let me know in the comment section, and I'll go through the comment section as I get a drink of water. Smash up the like button if you do enjoy the content. Who's riding long? Who's riding short? Let me know in the comment section right away. Let me just do a refresh here to see how many likes we do have, guys, because come on, guys, this content is for free. It only takes 2 seconds to scroll down and smash up the like button, guys, and I'll go and read you and see what people are saying, see what's going on. Okay. Bybit bros, chill. Yes, sir. Let me just have a drink of water, guys, go around the table, stretch my legs, and I'll get back to you in a few seconds. Vámonos, vámonos, vámonos. Comment section time. Comment section time. Much love. Zhao Tao, let's go. Let's go. The legend's always here to bring you the best technicals. Devil, much love, my man. Was just talking about your awesome analysis yesterday inside of the trading community. How you were talking about this scenario forming this zigzag to come to the 382 Fibonacci to take out the lows later on. Absolute legend. We missed the order block by a few dollars, but overall the bias was to take out the low again. I would love to know your opinion here in the comment section, Devil. Okay, interesting, this movement down. It is losing a bit of momentum. It is stopping, getting some local bounces. It's looking hot. It's looking hot for the bounce, I have to say. It's looking hot. We got some pretty decent support beneath us daily. I would want to see the movement coming down just to squeeze out those long positions that are entering right now. We've got 10 million long positions entering on Bybit in the last hour. Let's claim the lows again, scare them out here, get a little squeeze of the lows, and then, you know, reclaim that daily. Woo! I would even consider the entering along here, if that is going to be the case. Anyway, let's go through comment section and say hello to the bosses here. Andy, are you no longer using MEXC? Not at the moment. No, not for quite a bit. Not for quite a bit. MEXC is okay though as well. We got Velto. If you're looking for very low fees, guys, Velto is insane. They have the cheapest fees at the moment on your trading, and it's decentralized platform. Okay, no middleman. You connect your wallet directly. You ain't depositing anywhere. You just connect your wallet. Okay, decentralized platform. They have 0.02 taker fee, guys. Obviously 0% maker fee. So if you have limit orders, you're sorted. So, but taker fee is like that, very, very low. I think it's even cheaper than MEXC. You have a little tutorial. You can click there. It is highly liquid. It's an awesome platform. Okay, I don't have my wallet connected at the moment, but it's a very, very, very good platform, and they are liquid. You can see it here on the order book. So yeah, check out Velto. They have very, very low fees. Velto is cheaper than MEXC. There we go. We got Devil saying that, confirming that. And it looks like an inverse head and shoulder. Interesting. Looks like an inverse head and shoulder. A little bit of a humpback Notre Dame inverse head and shoulder, right? It's a bit of a dodgy inverse head and shoulder, I have to say. Very, very dodgy, because the neckline here goes like this, and then the neckline here goes like this. So it's like, you know, it's a little bit of a interesting inverted head and shoulder neckline here. But yeah, I get the point. It could be that kind of higher low. We are looking at that. A bit of noise here would be interesting, like bam, 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 chop, chop, and even get more shorts here, lower lows on CVD, and it could be an interesting one to take out the local highs of yesterday, right? But this inverted head and shoulder, I'm not sure where to put the neckline, right? Where's the neckline? And do we put the neckline? You know, we need to have a solid level. I mean, come on. It needs to squeeze a little bit lower, says Devil. Ooh. Devil says we need to squeeze lower. Interesting. Yeah, I mean, I like the daily. We've got a nice fresh daily level here. Too many longs entering on Bybit. We wanna shake them out the market. Want to give them a little shake them out, so they don't long anymore. If there's more longs entering down here, then it's not going to be good news. But yeah, no solid neckline. I was looking at that too. Said Nitro. Yeah, it's a little bit of a. I like it. Shake. Yeah, I don't like the local bearish CVD. Very true, Devils. We got some brave longers here. It never helps to give you confidence for a higher low, but the more we range here, we test the lows and we bounce, that's the dancing kind of price action that I'm looking for. So if we do test the lows and get a bounce, this is already slowing down, right? It's slowing down in this region. So let's test the lows. Let's test the lows and see what happens, and see if we range a little bit. And on the higher time frame, when we do take a look at the CVD, it is true that we have formed lower lows, okay? Even though we're getting a bit of higher highs locally, very, very locally here on Bybit and on US dollar tether Bybit. We have the lows from yesterday, which are forming lower lows, okay? Which is nice. It's nice. We just need to shake out a little bit here, testing the lows, all of those longs entering, and hold the daily, right? Hold the daily, hold the golden pocket, reclaim it. We don't want to break down successfully the recent lows. So we can consider here something if we do dance around a little bit, maybe to then get the push up. Let's see, let's get those lows taken and see what happens. 85.6k, 85,600, Andy. Yeah, maybe. 85.5. We do have a daily level down there. It could be aggressive, actually. You know, if we break that local daily level, we don't hold, we don't dance, we don't reclaim. We get more longs entering on Bybit, and just to wash them out. But yeah, this really becomes an interesting zone. 86.4. Someone saying here in the comment section 85.5, I think, or something like that. Somewhere in this zone, it is a wiki zone, swing failure pattern, potential fifth wave. Maybe fifth wave is not in. We can label as a fifth wave in. It can be labeled, but you can also label a running flat here in your wave 4. And this is an aggressive long. I would go chill here. Reclaim wicket. This is a bit of a sniper. Give a bit of room for stop loss and look for the bounce in the next couple of days to sweep up those highs. I mean, yeah, we've been talking about this long basically throughout the stream, but we might higher low here. However, with the information, we've got too many longs entering. Let's sweep up the lows, dance around here, form more lower lows on the CBD. We want to see some aggressive shorts entering and the price not moving lower, not breaking that daily, and then that's going to be a interesting decision. There's gonna have to be a decision here to be made if we hold the daily. We're gonna have to decide. Anyway, let's go through the comment section and see what's go. Bro, I have a 5x 93,000 long. Should I wait a little more to claim my level or book loss here? Wow, I can't say that. I can't say if you need to do anything. No financial advice, but wow, 93k. Oh. Yeah, I mean, this was not a... We were back testing here the yearly level. The thing is, the probabilities at the moment that are high that we have a completed 3-wave structure from the last few months, and the next few weeks are not looking pretty for the price of Bitcoin. You know, there is a very, very good chance that we could get down to $80,000. So we ain't getting solid bounces and an impulse. We might get that bounce in that wave 5, but we just don't know if the wave 5 is going to come to 93k. You're putting me here in a, you know, I just wouldn't be long. I wouldn't be in a long position and just hoping for the reversal. We need to have stop losses and invalidations, okay? We need to have stop losses and invalidations. It is very, very risky. Very, very risky. Higher time frame is looking completed. This is looking very impulsive. So at best, you get a bounce at break even. At best. But we just... Yeah, it's a difficult decision. I understand that. Long time since I have not you know, held a position and wait for a reversal. This is like old school. This is like the olden days where, you know, what should I do? You should create better plans and have stop losses. I know it sucks to get stopped out, but it's much better than you know, the price going against you and maybe losing 50% of the account. I don't know, right? I don't know. Yeah, hard decision here. We are looking for a bounce to happen. I'm not sure if we're going to hit 93k though. Potentially it does, potentially it doesn't. Just don't know. We need to figure out where we at in the bounce when it happens. It might be a very, very shallow sideways bounce, and then it just rolls over. So yeah, buddy, there is a vector sell candle that will most likely get recovered from January 18th, 95k. Right, nice vector candle here. Aggressive third wave coming, says Raswasen. Yeah, the thing is, we cannot give the third wave, even though the market does look weak, right? It doesn't look like there are little signs of maybe a reversal bounce, but I have to say, if anything, I would favor a fifth wave and get the bounce in the next coming days. But a third wave starting from here, as explained, would have to be 1 2 1 2 1 2, and this is the most horrible multiple 1-2s that I've ever seen in my life, to then break down in a wave 3, you know. But you know, the main reason why you kind of consider it is because of geopolitical tensions and where we at on the chart, where we have a completed higher time frame potential for this WXY, and what, you know, the market could elevate it down very, very aggressively at this point. So, but it's not typical multiple 1-2 behavior, and I'm still favoring it's either wave 5 here, or we create a wave 5 and then the bounce, and then wave 3 comes later on, next week maybe, right? Or it's not typical to break down very aggressively after this price action. It's not very, very common. If we would have come down here like this, whoops. If we would have come down here like this, boom, 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 right? If we would have formed this kind of structure here, then I would have said, holy smokes, guys, it's not looking great. Multiple 1-2s, shorts, stop loss, wave 3, right? But they're very separated. They're very, very separated. Your bounces, your third wave is the longest. Your last wave, your third wave one is the longest one. It's not very very typical to break down in a wave 3 after this price action that we got here. So it's low probability. It's low probability. So much love from Norway. Demit Media, much love to you. Short. Sailor keeps stacking. They will be the big winner in the crypto winter. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. I've seen Michael Saylor stacking up, down in a bear market, in a bull market. He does not move the market, I can tell you that. Much love from where? Much love. Dump. Bit slow at the moment. It is an interesting zone for a higher low, I can tell you that. It is an interesting area for the bears to not manage to push through here. if we get some more lower lows, more shorts entering, and the price is still sticking around in this zone, it's going to be looking pretty good for a high low. Can you show us how to find and mark a daily level? Absolutely. Let's do that. Let's do a little bit of a daily level. You can see it right over here. It's a daily close and open that you have that has not been touched. So literally, you can see that's a daily level. This was a daily level, but this one was touched, and already once you touch it, it's no longer interesting. So you go to the daily chart, you get your horizontal ray, you get the magnet, okay, and you mark your daily level right over there. You change it color, you put it however you want with the magnet. This is going to be a daily level if we do close this daily candle in red. For the moment, it's not. Okay, so that's how you look for your daily levels. You go to the daily chart and you mark them if they haven't been hit. Okay, this one's been hit because this one was from yesterday, so it's time to delete this daily level. But you can see how this daily level got the reaction yesterday with the monthly naked point of control. That was also a reason for the long position that we mentioned yesterday. Okay, in this zone at 87.5k, this is the long trade that I'm still remaining in. Okay, still remain in that long, and as we do take out the highs here, I will take a little bit more profit. But that was the long from yesterday, which also bounced at a daily level. That daily level still, we can get that one off the chart right now because it was tapped yesterday. Much love. You're very welcome, my man. Anything that you want, ask me and we'll sort you out. Short squeeze loading. If you ask me, I'm going to say this rather than this. I just kind of like this. I kind of like this price action for a higher low here. Is Bluffin safe to put my funds on? I mean, absolutely. I've been trading there for over a year, so I've got significant funds on Bluffin. So they are safe. Okay, it is good. You got great bonuses, by the way. Okay, with a link down below. Second link for Bluffin, and you get some great perks. Okay, if you use the link, you get VIP 1 for the 31st for 30 days. Lowers your fees. $1,000 deposit, you deposit 10k, you're getting $1,000 on top of that. Okay, as you click the link, you can see the terms and conditions. Make sure to get a screenshot. But Bluffin is great for me. It's one of the greatest. Obviously, you have Binance, Bybit, the OGs. Bluffin's been growing very much in the last few years. So Bluffin is great. Bluffin is great. I do trade on Bluffin for over a year now. Andy, when levels are hit, need to be on a closed based candle or a candle be just a wick? Yeah, there's many ways, right? Because this is a very, very common question, right? When is it an SFP, right? When do you actually take the long? Yesterday, I thought based on the reaction that we had here yesterday on the daily level and the monthly point of control, some people, would say we need to close a 15-minute candle above it, right? Sometimes it really depends on where you at as well, because yesterday we had the potential of maybe it might range and you might double bottom. But if you getting into a long and putting a stop loss here, this is a very acceptable local double bottom, because you're just wicking out all of those people that want to long the support level, and then you get the rally. So you can wait for a 15-minute candle close, but sometimes an SFP can, you know, maybe the 15-minute candle is already up here, right? I like the price action to get beneath it and then above it in the next couple of minutes. For me, it's already an acceptable attempt. Some people say close a 15-minute candle, a 5-minute candle. An aggressive entry is literally tapping the level and getting back above. That's already an acceptable entry, because sometimes you will, you know, V-shape, right, in this case, at a major level. So it all depends. For me, tapping beneath it and getting back above is already an attempt. And I'm happy to re-enter if I have a stop loss here. If I understand the structure where we could have a 5-wave move down, and that, you know, this ends up being a 4th wave and you tap beneath the low again, then obviously a double bottom is acceptable as well here, because it is still a very strong solid level of support. So 91,000 possible tomorrow. Yeah, very much. I have to say, this is very, 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 very higher low behavior to happen here with this kind of price action. When we zoom out, yeah, naturally the risks of this being a wave 4 in a flat is there, and this being a few multiple 1-2s. This price action is horrendous. Seriously, it's not nice at all, this price action that we have here. So for the bearish case, from the highs of the bounce that we had yesterday, you need to try and identify if this could be something motive. Do we have a few multiple 1-2s here to the downside? Well, it's, you know, it's not. This would have to be your wave 1. This have to be your flat in wave 2, because if this is a wave 1, 2, 1 and 2, this got very close to this level, 0.88. It would have to be 1 and 2 in a flat, and then then there's a wave 1 and there's a wave 2 right there, because this one also almost took out the highs here. I mean, this is not looking great for something bearish. It would have to be 1, 2, 1 and 2, 1 and 2, and third wave getting developed here. I would prefer to combine here a zigzag down. Yeah, I mean, even for the correction as also, it's just not. Very, very hard, very noisy, very, very zigzag down, NW, and then all of this, you know, you kind of have a triangle here in a WXY for your wave X, and then this would have to be some kind of a zigzaggy move. Double zigzag, even though you hit the 0.7, it's just lower time frame noise. It is very, very noisy, I have to say, but I would rather it looks better to label this as a corrective structure, because multiple 1-2s also look very, very horrible here. Very, very bad, very, very bad for a 1-2 1-2. And wave 3 is slowing down. You want this to nuke down really with increasing volume. So I like to label this as it stands as a higher probability, just a complex noisy correction where you have a zigzag and then, you know, wave W, this movement up, you have a triangle here as well to finish your WXY and your wave X, and then another sharp zigzag down just to get people a bit confused and bearish and what's or not. but it fits better as a corrective structure, all of this, if you ask me, because there's no solid way to fit in a 1-2, 1-2. It just looks horrible. And if this is the wave 3, then it's not doing a great job. So yeah, maybe be in a triangle. Nice one, Devil here with the power here with this noise. I was saying to the legends as well today in the community that I'm just really not interested in any of this. It's just a little bit too noisy. But maybe the B wave in a triangle. Yeah, absolutely. A wave down. Yeah, there's no doubt a triangle here, which is nice to fit. So yeah, I think W zigzag down. A, B, C, D, E. Yeah, something here. Obviously, your wave X can be very, very complex. So you have, zigzag up, triangle, zigzag. This could be your wave X as it is a lower high, and then something here, either zigzag down or a flat, even though it would be a very, very strong expanding flat. It's low time frame, noisy price action. But if you were to ask me, I would say that it does class better as a correction. But then you have the problem. Then you have the problem of, okay, well, if this is a correction, or if it looks better as a corrective structure, then you need to fit it in with this impulse, right? This has to be the impulse. This has to be the move up, the correction, and the move up, right? If it is a correction, then you need to fit it in with this wave to the upside. And the problem with that is that, I can already tell you, it's well over 6 times longer. Yeah, it's over 7-8 times longer already from this wave. So I would like to say that for me, it's likely corrective. The best way that I could fit all of this noise is, this is something different than this. This is an individual wave. And, if this wave does not fit in nicely based on timing with this one, but this looks corrective, well, because we have the possibility of a running flat here, then you could say, okay, well, hey, maybe this is a running flat right there, ABC running flat. If you do have a ABC running flat, then all of this is something completely different, right? Maybe this is that wave W in a running flat. That's your wave X, very complex. You've got a zigzag down, move up, triangle, this, that, the other to form your wave X, right? It's a WXY, and you would be looking for this to be a wave X. Potential in that 3-wave structure in a complex WXY. And then, what makes more sense here is you're looking at a possible zigzag move to the upside, because it's just this could be a complex range to finish your wave 4, and then it actually takes the lows. But what is possible here for a flat zigzag down is either form a flat here and then roll down to finish your Y wave. And you've got a flat W, zigzag X, flat Y. Because wave W was a flat, you could form a zigzag up here and then move down, finish your Y wave. But it seems like it could be a little bit noisy here. It could still be a bit noisy. Move up, move down, another flat here, or even range in a triangle like we did throughout today here, and obviously that would be your wave Y. It's just it's a bit of a headache zone, really. So I think this wave is individual from the pump. It would fit nice that this could be a flat. So to be honest, not extremely interested in what happens here. Only if we get nice bullish CVDs and you hit the daily, you get a reaction, and you have the chance of hitting these highs, which would be moving up in a zigzag maybe, or maybe an impulse. It is true that this is over 8 times longer from this movement, so it has to be potentially something different, and you're just forming a larger corrective structure to complete your wave 4 possibly here, right, where you got your wave 1, 2, 3, and it's just a noisy 4th wave, and then you take out the low in your 5th wave, and then we get that SFP from that a bit more noise in this zone, and then take out the lows and form that swing failure pattern to get the recovery in the next coming days. So sometimes you just need to forget about the noise and wait for the levels. There's no instant, best long would be down here. You got the aggressive day trader long positions here for the daily reaction, maybe to just sweep up the highs. I'm not interested in any major shorts. I'm really waiting for the next couple of days for this bounce to add to my existing short and get into new swing short positions. Because if we form some kind of a 3-wavy corrective structure in the next coming days where it's pumping, we get bullish, we're pumping, yes, great, and it overlaps, we dump, then this is going to be the zone of saying, guys, there's no looking back at now. If you don't, if we not pile up in the short positions to maybe take out 80k, then we're going to miss it, right? I missed getting into a big position here at 97k zone. I don't want to miss the next one. I don't want to say, I missed the short. So it's going to take a few days to figure out if the bounce is going to be corrective or not. And no swing shorts to be taken down here, that is for sure. So gonna have to be a little bit patient, but hopefully we will get some clear information in the coming days, and we can short the market very aggressively, because the existing short that I have is not the biggest that I wanted to get into, but we can make this big. We can make this big in the next coming days. We just need that bounce. So yeah, not much, guys, to be said on this live stream. Thank you very much for joining and smashing up the like button and subscribing to the channel. Talked about the main long position for swing shorts. It's going to take a few days. Okay, breaking down here successfully is low probability, but you never know. You want to react at the levels of interest. Swing shorts, it's going to take a few days till we get the bounce. We need a bounce. We've only had a very recent move down from the last week. We had the biggest move already happen in the last few days. It makes sense that a rangy, bouncy structure could develop, which is going to give us a bit of time to analyze the structure and potentially move to lower levels. All right, be cautious, of course. You do have a possible completed 3-wave move, and we are potentially looking for more downside in the next coming weeks, and it could get messy. So you want to be very, very selective with your longs, very selective, managing risk very, very well. Thank you, legends, for joining today's stream. Remember, Devil, shout out to you, shout out to everybody. Simon Jones, much love, my man. Thank you very much for joining today. Really messy, prefer not to count it. Devil, that's right. Buy the dip and hodl. Well, what about shorting, right? We want to short the market as well. I have enough spot Bitcoin, and I'm pissed off when it moves down, because I'm down on my spot bag. So we want to try and move, get into some decent shorts as well, just buy and hodl. it's not only buy and hodl. You need to understand how to trade, and we understand it very well. Have a great evening, you too, Devilt. Did you scalp today? No, it was yesterday. Beatrice Espeño. Yesterday was the long. I'm still remaining in that long, and I think it does have a chance to actually get above 90k, 90.5, maybe 91 plus. We'll have to see. A higher low here looks interesting, but yeah, I'm not, because I'm already positioned. I'm actually gonna protect a little bit this position. But a higher low here is possible, okay? Explain the levels of interest. Down. For bigger shorts, we need a bigger bounce eventually. No major positions here. A higher low, a little scalp long to take out 90.5k here in this territory is kind of attractive at the moment. Much love, everybody. Remember that you got some awesome links down below. Bluffing, you do have BTCC with that set 30% bonus. Okay, you get 30% on top of your deposit, guys. Bluffing also with the awesome rewards. Check out the links down below. You got Bluffing, second link. Velto as well, decentralized platform. If you want to join the trading community, which we have been working on throughout the last few months, daily updates, possible setups, reading the market, answering questions, open chat, you have the first link down below to send me a DM, okay, if you want the instructions to join the trading community. Thank you guys for joining today, and I will see you tomorrow.